Welcome back, everyone. Did you miss us? Because we missed you. Welcome to AWS Security Live from AWS reInvent in Las Vegas. This is a show where we talk about all things security and solving some of those security challenges with our AWS partners. I'm one of your co-hosts, Ryan Orsi, and I run a team of security, identity, and cloud operations specialists here at AWS, and I'm joined by one of my favorite co-hosts.
Oh, well, thank you, Ryan. That's so kind of you.
It's my first time ever saying that. I swear, I promise.
My name is Anne-Marie Woodburn. I'm a senior partner development specialist here at AWS, and I focus on security. And I'm actually also the producer of Security Live. So whenever they talk about that mastermind behind Box of Lies, they're talking about me. It's my first time coming on Security Live, and I'm excited.
We were thinking therapy for you later, but the last game.
I'm getting better, you know?
Getting better.
I've got a tab problem. I've got a Box of Lies. It's fine. We'll get through it. But we are here with Chris Betz, our CISO. So we're so excited to have him on the show. Chris?
Hi, I'm Chris Betz. I'm the CISO for AWS. My team's lead security for all of AWS. And it is a full-time job, but it's a lot of fun. I've been here about a year and a quarter now, so it's starting to feel like home.
Starting to feel like home, yeah. And you can't play the new guy card anymore. Year and a half? Oh, you're a long timer.
Oh, I keep on trying.
You keep on trying.
I heard it's in dog years that we do our math of working here at AWS. I'm okay with that. I like it.
It is an amazing place. Things move so fast, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And also, I see Chris eyeballing me with these little coins.
Yeah.
Like, what is Ryan doing?
Did I get caught already?
No, not yet. But we're just starting out, Chris. This is the AWS Security Live Gold Bullion swear jar. You can take those.
All right.
If we say an acronym and we don't spell out the acronym to the folks, then we have to deposit into the swear jar.
So is this a challenge? Should I work to fill the box?
If you don't use one, you might be one of, or the first, who has not violated the swear jar rules.
But I'm thinking the other way around.
If you
we could fill it.
You probably have the most knowledge of acronyms of any one of us here. So
let's see how many coins you can get in here, you know?
This sounds like a challenge.
I love it. Well, as you guys know, we are live here at reInvent, which is very exciting. And I know on Monday you had a great innovation talk. And I would love to talk about some of those key points that you called out in your session.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. Man, I have a great set of folks to present with. I don't know if you for those of you who didn't catch it, please do catch it up on YouTube, because you've got Becky Weiss, you've got just Rodrigo Castillo. There's just and Jason from Anthropic, like just incredible folks to co-present with. We talked about security at AWS. We started off with the foundations of security, the culture, the tools, the technologies that really let us move forward and leapfrog. And then we moved into some of the new announcements and a bunch of the releases. And we'll talk more about those, I'm sure, today.
Yeah.
And then followed up with where we're headed over the future, some of the upcoming topics like post-quantum cryptography and a lot about generative AI, and straight into a conversation about some of the next generation hardware protections we're putting in place that'll really help further secure AI models in the future.
That's awesome. And actually, let's start with your first one you called out, right? The culture of security. That is so important and something that we push with our customers and our partners, and something that we live and breathe every day by what we do at Amazon as well.
It's easy to miss, but it is so critically important. Part of the reason why I keep on talking about culture, and I find it so important, is one of the things that we all expect. We expect security teams to have tools, to have training, to have processes that help do security. But those have to be living processes. Security changes so fast. Technology changes so fast. And culture does two amazing things for you. First, having a deep culture of security starts at the top, led throughout the organization, means that when people see things that the tools, the processes are just not catching, there's not a hesitation. Raise your hand, go make something happen. That helps secure things better, make sure that we're adapting to those constant
positive
changes.
Reinforcement. You're not going to get in trouble, right, for raising the alarm. You should raise the alarm.
I have sent a number of emails this year and a number of recognition to people from across field organizations, customer support, engineers who raise their hands because it is so important. It's not just not getting in trouble. This is rewarded.
Absolutely.
That's super important. The second piece that I think can be missed is there are opportunities to make security better fit into the way we run the business. One of the things that I we've talked about a lot is how important it is for security to be a natural motion.
Right.
When it's not a natural motion, people can miss it.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, it adds friction to how we operate. And what I love about the culture of security is people deeply spend time understanding here's what we want to achieve. And then they look at it and go, wow, you know what, we could do this so much better if we just. And that raising their hand and making it better means that we're constantly moving security forward. And that's ton of fun. And I think, you know, a lot of organizations I've been with in the past miss that opportunity. They assume, hey, if the process is working, let's leave it alone. And they don't embrace that. Let's go make it better each day so that our customers get better, our internal customers and our external customers get better security
support. I think your office has actually even packaged up some of what you're talking about. Like ours, the security culture your organization has created here at Amazon is world known. For the reasons you mentioned, and I think there's actually assets available online. Yep. The Guardians, Security Guardians, as well.
Great place to start, because getting the security knowledge out into the teams, making that part of not just how security operates, but how the whole organization operates. And Guardians is one of those great starting points.
Awesome.
Which, can we talk more about security guardians? Like, is that a person? Is it everybody? Like, how do we view that, and how should we view it with our customers?
Is Anne Marie a security guardian?
I want to be.
Guardian?
I feel like I should be.
You feel like you should be a security guardian?
You know, I'm a security maven, maybe? I don't know. I'll take it.
So in AWS, everybody is responsible for security. We're all owners. We're responsible for security. That's everybody.
Yeah.
One of the things that we find is sometimes there's people who are more passionate about security, want to go levels deeper. They don't want to make it their full-time job. That's great.
Right.
But they want to go deeper. How do we help them go deeper? And so Guardians is a way that we recognize those folks and make sure we're giving them the extra tools, the extra knowledge, the extra capability to go faster. And what's so powerful about this is we have Guardians, multiple Guardians in many cases, inside of each team doing development. And so instead of waiting until people, you know, till late, well, I guess I should also say, as you know with AWS, every time a service, a feature is released, that goes through my team for a security review. The worst time to find something where we could have done it better in security is in the security review.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's already been built. We're always available. We're always available to these teams, but you don't always know when to ask for help, to ask the questions or think about things. What the Guardians bring is a deep knowledge of the tools that they're building, the services they're building, and an even better knowledge over their peers of security. And so early in the development process, they're able to say, hey, we should go grab security here, or I think this is a fun way to do this. If we do it, it's just going to be more secure if we do it this way. They have that knowledge already. That means by the time we get to the security review process, vast majority of problems have already been solved, and it makes us go faster. It makes us be more secure. Because we get those things designed early in the process rather than late. It's amazing.
The threat model is already well documented, understood. By the time it reaches your desk, the folks you've heard us say, security should be baked in from the beginning. And this is part of Anne-Marie and myself, our day-to-day jobs, working with different third-party companies, developing professional managed service, sometimes software as well. And that's one of our big talk tracks, right? And we say, we often reference Chris Betz's team of like how to consult and kind of build that cultural structure in your company so that you will positively reinforce development teams who, you know, they may not want to be in charge of security, but they own it. Everybody owns it, right? No matter what.
No, it's true.
And one of the fun parts, I mean, you mentioned threat models. Imagine not documenting the threat model at the 11th hour and making it a paperwork drill. Imagine having a threat model that helps shape how you build your product. And that's what Guardians help us bring. It's just, it's life-changing for those development teams.
That's awesome. And things that we're trying to adopt across all the culture of our customers, our partners alike. And I think even talking to partners that aren't security specific.
Yes.
Right? Like, I think that's a huge piece, like talking to migration partners of like, hey, add that in. What partner could you work with that has that? So you're always thinking of it from the very beginning as something that we're just trying to dissolve out to everybody.
Are you doing your security hygiene checklist when you hand the keys over to someone after you've migrated their app or their workload into AWS? So security hygiene, right? Brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Eat your veggies.
Eat your veggies.
And then how can we automate the heck out of that? Because I want that to go faster and easier. I want people spending their time solving hard, interesting problems, and computers should solve the rest. In fact, that's where we're finding LLMs. That's where we're finding automation all over the place.
Somebody quote Chris Betz on that, because that was beautifully put.
That was
yeah.
great.
Okay,
Thanks.
so you also mentioned, right, we talked about the culture of security, but you also mentioned launches. So I know that could probably take up a ton of our time right now, and I think we need to get to it and hear some of the cool things that have come out of this week.
And there's a killer list, and recommend that you go on the website. In fact, I posted some of my LinkedIn this morning. If you haven't seen it, go take a look at LinkedIn, because you'll see the list. But there's a theme here that I really wanted to call out. In fact, Ryan and I were talking about it not too long ago. I think for me, building good security solutions is hard work and really important. Building solutions that make security simple and seamless and a natural motion is just an art. And what I've been really impressed with is how the teams within AWS are increasingly investing in that art. And so, when I'm looking at so many of the releases, I think they're all about making security and simplifying security at scale. I'll take you through a few quick examples if you'd like. One is, I almost had to put a coin in. Virtual private cloud block public access.
Oh,
nice, Chris.
Well
Chris.
I got it.
If you make it through this, we'll have some kind of prize. Maybe you can pick any of these things on the table. Take with you as a token of our appreciation.
There we go. But it's a great example of taking something that's nuanced, taking each entity within a virtual private cloud, VPC. Now I can say it.
I can say it. You're good.
And making sure that it's not accessible from the internet.
Right.
And instead of that, making it simply one click in the console, one single command, and you know that nothing in that VPC is going to be internet accessible. That's amazing. That just simplifies security at scale. It takes a bunch of undifferentiated heavy lifting off of folks. It's huge. Or another one, we each account has root credentials.
Right.
Well, problem is you rarely use those.
Right.
You hopefully rarely use them.
It is the crown jewel of the entire environment as well.
It is super powerful. And there are some cases where you want them, but there's many when you don't want to use them. Well, for AWS organizations, we've now made it so that accounts do not need to have root credentials. You don't need to worry about making them up, gathering them, putting them in a safe place so that you can pull them out just in time when you need them.
Protecting them with multi-factor authentication, folks, MFA on root.
Please, MFA on root.
Please.
Instead, organizations allows the provisioning of well-scoped credentials when you need them in order to take that action. And that's it. What a way to simplify security, take a bunch of lifting off of customers, and at the same time really raise the security bar for those organizations. There's a bunch of other features that I like. The declarative policies is an amazing one. It allows you to, for your whole organization, say these things must be true. Any new account that's created as part of the organization or anything else, it automatically operates within that rule set. And so you as a security organization can work with your engineering organization and just make these things have to be true. And I can go on and on. We've got generative AI and machine learning based guard duty enhancements. We've got a whole series of different new technologies. They're really exciting, but they all help security incident response. Gosh, I forgot about Hart stuff.
I was about to
Hart
throw it out
Rossman was
there.
just here.
Yeah, he was.
He would give me a really hard time for making that last. So please don't share that with him.
It's just us, Chris. There's no one else here. It's just us.
But all of these things are designed to make security simpler.
Right.
Move that security bar forward, but make it simpler at scale, and that's powerful.
And it's going to be a busy season for teams like Rohan Karmakar, who we just had on the show earlier.
This morning.
He's in charge of making sure all the partners in our community, through our different competencies, like security competency, know about all these new features. They are an incredibly innovative bunch, right? Developing different ways to modernize workloads in the cloud and incorporate these new security tools and AI-powered tools, now making their lives a lot easier. And they're doing it on behalf of our mutual customers, you out there, making your lives easier as well. Highly suggest you look at the security competency for some help. Everyone needs a little help, including me, building a shed. Emery's going to kill me. I've been using the shed analogy all day.
I love the shed. You may have to show everybody your shed maybe at some point.
Some point.
Yeah.
I just have like 3D renders. I'll have to come back next time. Reinforce.
They all probably think it's an analogy, but he really does.
Yeah,
He really
I have
does
a shed on
coming.
mine.
I'm wondering if with some of these releases, we can help cross off some items off of that list. Like that should be an explicit goal. Let's go take that offline. I would love that to be an explicit goal. How do we go shorten that list?
Yep.
And next time we get together, I don't know if it's going to be reinforced or something else like that. Let's go see how many of those items we can help cross off.
That would be a fun segment to do with you, Chris, right? Reinvent list of items we want to simplify and what we have actually done by the time we got to
Do I need to get a whiteboard up here next time?
I think you might need to.
Maybe so. Maybe taking some action items. Well, we only have a few minutes left, but I would love to get your forward-thinking perspective on 2025 and where we should be looking for, what we should be looking towards to our customers.
I think there's a couple things. One, that theme of simplify security at scale. I don't think that's going away.
Right.
One of the things about being part of a customer-obsessed organization is when you're truly customer-obsessed, you start thinking about how do I make this easy for them. And so I think you'll continue to hear that theme. That I'm hearing it from the engineering teams. I'm hearing it from the teams who are focused on this work, both security-specific teams. But you'll notice that a lot of the things I talked about didn't come purely from just security-labeled teams. They came from out of EC2. They came out of S3. Security's truly everywhere. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that. We're certainly, we talked a little bit about this on my talk on Monday too. For more than a decade, we've been working on post-quantum cryptography. Past 5 years, we've had it available to folks in our open source libraries, and now we're in a place where we're going to be rolling that out. So I think you're going to see a lot more of just natural motion where people are able to take advantage of post-quantum cryptography and make that transition for their companies. And then the constant innovation, both in using generative AI, and man, have I talked to customers who have some amazing stories. And the potential is really, really amazing. In fact, internally, we've got some amazing stories. I think Werner's going to talk about one of them later on today or tomorrow. I forget when his talk is. But, man, it's going to be amazing. And then and then I think we're going to continue to advance security. The automated reasoning work.
Well, I've heard.
For generative AI, you can think of it as just a anti-hallucination thing. But when you think about the security implications of getting to, being able to apply technology like automated reasoning to take generative AI the next level.
Knowing that a thing is true.
It's amazing what you can do. That is absolutely amazing. And so you can see a lot more of that. And frankly, automated reasoning across AWS, I think we're getting at the point where we're getting really close to that tipping point where the ability to apply it at scale easily is getting closer and closer. And so it's not going to take all of the hard work that is taken for each of the services. Right. Each time we do it, it gets faster and better. And having truly verifiable security of our services, I mean, that's second to none.
If we had a whiteboard, Amory, I think that was the project checklist for most organizations in 2025 to make sure you have a project team on each one of those priorities.
I know, it's getting me fired up for next year. I'm glad security's in my title, but then again, we just said it should be in everybody's title, right? And what they're doing, what they're thinking of.
HR will love you for that.
That's amazing.
Well, Chris, what's on your agenda for the rest of the day?
Oh man, I get to go meet with some more customers. That's awesome. Honestly, the thing I love most about coming to a conference like this is being able to meet with customers, talk to them, understand the problems, answer their questions. There's nothing like it. So that's how I get my energy for this week.
Well, thanks for sharing some of that energy with us, with the audience today. Chris Betz, AWS CISO, thank you so much for joining us on Security Live.
Thanks you for having me.
And folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back with Wiz. You might have heard of them. They have some really cool things coming. Stay tuned.